Saudi Arabia in the city of Jeddah. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi is participating at the summit and also taking part in the summit, which is dubbed Renovation and Change. Are a number of leaders and delegations representing different Arab nations. Presidential spokesman Ahmed Fahmy said that President el-Sisi's participation in the Arab Summit comes within the framework of Egypt's keenness to strengthen and develop relations with Arab countries and its role in boosting efforts to advance mechanisms of joint action and unify ranks for the benefit of all Arab peoples. The Arab League Summit aims at promoting Arab interests, especially in light of the successive changes and escalating crises at the regional and international levels. Presidential spokesman Ahmed Fahmy has earlier said that President el-Sisi is set to address the summit, where he stresses that the only means of solving regional crises is through supporting state institutions. He also added that the president will press for unifying Arab nations towards integration in order to settle their differences against international crises which pose a threat to the entire region, on top of which is the Russian-Ukrainian crisis and the climate change file. The head of state will also highlight the world's economic governance in treating the international financing system in support for developing nations. The speech will also cover regional issues, the forefront of which is the situation in Sudan and the occupied Palestinian territories, the Syrian crisis, and the Iranian-Saudi normalized ties. He also affirmed that the Renaissance Dam file will be a permanent topic on the summit's agenda. Ahead of the summit, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi received at his residence in Jeddah Tunisian President Kais Saied, where they exchanged viewpoints on a number of regional issues of mutual concern, the forefront of which is the situation in Sudan and Libya. The two leaders agreed on intensifying coordination for solving regional crises and regaining the security and stability of Arab peoples. President Sisi said he is looking forward to enhancing ties and strategic cooperation with Tunisia towards sustainable economic integration in support for development efforts in the North African country. And separately also, the President met Lebanese Prime Minister Najib Mikati, saying he deeply values ties with Lebanon on the official and popular levels, and wishing success to the Lebanese government in its leadership of the Arab country at a critical time of the nation's history. Mikati, meanwhile, expressed appreciation for Egypt being a key pillar in maintaining the security and stability of his country and the entire region as well. He hailed Egypt's developmental experience being a role model to follow. Leaders from Oman, Mauritania, Tunisia, Bahrain, Lebanon, Palestine, and Yemen arrived to Jeddah to participate in the 32nd Arab Summit of the Council of the Arab League States. Earlier, Syrian President Bashar al-Assad arrived in Saudi Arabia to join the Arab League Summit for the first time in more than a decade of war. Al-Assad will likely meet a number of Arab leaders in bilateral meetings. Assad's visit marks the Syrian president's official return to the Arab fold after suspension in November 2011 over the war in his country. Earlier this month, the Pan-Arab body Welcome Damascus Back will host Saudi Arabia, inviting al-Assad to Friday's summit. Following the preparatory meeting in Jeddah, Syrian Foreign Minister Faisal Miqdad said reconstruction would facilitate refugee returns, welcoming any Arab role in this field. off in Jeddah to tackle regional challenges. This year, the summit comes amid several crises and conflicts taking place regionally and internationally. There is a flare-up in Gaza Strip and escalating Israeli airstrikes by Israel, the Sudan conflict, and there's also climate change issues. So among the main topics that will be discussed during the summit is Arab unity. And all world eyes are turned on the summit, looking to a unified front, a solidified front, regardless of conflict of interest. Also among the main topics that will be discussed is the readmission of Syria to the Arab League. The Syrian file is an important file, and the readmission of Syria to the Arab League after 12 years. All eyes are turned to look how will this move be significant in ending Syria's political isolation. Among the main important topics that will be discussed regarding the Syrian files is the return of refugees and their safety and reconstruction of Syria. Sideline meetings are also taking place in the summit. Most world leaders will be meeting and will be holding sideline meetings to discuss different challenges and different topics and challenges facing the Arab region. There is definitely an Arab consensus on solving the Syrian issue, and how will this summit help in solving or resolving the Syrian crisis is among the main topics expected to be discussed during the summit. Also, the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is expected to be attending the summit. Ahead of the summit, a ministerial preparatory meeting was held, and this preparatory meeting was very important in delivering messages to different Arab countries, and it has a very crucial effect on the final expected outcomes and recommendations of the summit. As we can see on screen, most of the Arab leaders are arriving at the site of the event. You can still see on screen Arab leaders arriving at the site of the event in preparation for the summit that will kick off in a short while in Jeddah. Now we can see the arrival of the Syrian President Bashar al-Assad to the site of the event. The Syrian file is among the main topics that will be discussed during the summit. Definitely the readmission of Syria to the Arab League is a very important event. After 12 years, the Syrian file will be on the table of discussion. How far will this affect the